Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Andrew Davis, and I got my good friend Keenan here, and we're going to be talking about wrestling tonight. So that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to have a good one. We're going to have a good show for everybody, and yeah, that's kind of where we're at. So, how are you, Keenan?
Terrible. Let's talk about it. Fuck wrestling. No, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. I want to remind everybody I got a big interview coming out on November 1st, but it's exclusively for members of the channel only, not just subscribers, members. That's people that pay $7 a month to be members of my channel. But then the actual interview will go up like a couple of weeks before. I'm thinking about Thanksgiving week. The actual interview will go up, but it's exclusively live for my members. I just want to remind people of that before we get started. And people start clicking off because wrestling fucking sucks. No, it doesn't.
Well. Since we're promoting things at the start, I have this card that I just pulled, and I'm not a big Braves fan. I'm not a big Marcelo Ozuna fan, and so this card will be up in my eBay store on Sunday night. So I'm looking at $350 for it. It is 10 and 10, ball used relic card from the Home Run Derby. So if you're a Braves fan and you're looking for cool cards, I got you covered. But enough about that. So let's talk about wrestling. So what happened this week?
I know Cody Rhodes and Gunther are getting into it. They're doing that title for title, or no title, the main crown. So you gotta give it up. I mean, WWE. I mean, from what I understand, they're gonna have Cody Rhodes and Gunther. They're gonna have Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. And I'm not for sure who else they're gonna have, but I mean those two matches on their own. You got four of your biggest names, and you got the two of the champions battling out with each other. So I don't know. I'm sure they're gonna have. I'm sure they're gonna figure out some bloodline shit to throw out there. They're gonna do something. I mean, I haven't heard. I don't know what the entire. I mean, I just now. The only reason I know about Kevin Owens and Randy Orton because I saw it just before we came on, dude. Spoiler alert: Randy Owens and Kevin Owens are gonna. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are gonna fight.
So we also have Liv Morgan and Nia Jax for the inaugural Women's Crown Jewel Championship. So we got that in play. So, but I don't really give a shit about that. You know,
I really think that's like just being honest, that might be a masturbatory fantasy for me. I'm just saying. Like I might need 20 minutes alone with Liv Morgan and Nia Jax. So you got the best of both worlds. You got a tiny little bit. We don't even get in that. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize.
You
got a little bit of creepy form Keenan over there going and shit. You know, you got a little creepy there for a second. I apologize, guys. I apologize. But wait,
we're learning a lot about you, aren't we? We're learning a lot about you. People learn a lot about me.
Not really that much going because I mean, really and truly, none of this shit matters. Whatever's going on in the Crown Jewel is just for the people that paid $50 million to have a wrestling event in their country.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it. I mean, again,
look, I don't. Whenever they announced because I think it was a couple like maybe like 2 Monday nights ago or something like that. I watched like the highlights and Triple H's, on stage. Like, we're gonna have a title versus title. They're not gonna be for the title. It's gonna be for a new title, the Crown Jewel Championship.
They're running out of ideas, aren't they? I mean, that's what this is.
But then I started booing them. But I was like, do we really care if they take $50 million from this other country? They could take as much as. And you know what's gonna be crazy? At least they're going to go to another country where the audience is going to be worse than us. Because, I mean, that might be why they're trying to pump it up so bad. Let's make America feel good again. Because they felt bad when they went to Scotland and Ireland and even Paris. Like, the fucking French were better than us. What in the fuck is going on, America? Motherfuckers. Mutters. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. There used to be a time where we were the greatest generation. We took on the Von Erichs and the I can't think of anybody else. The Mustafa's I'm just joking. I'm pulling names out. And I can't think of any. Ivan Koloff. That's the one I was trying to pull for. Damn it. And I hate that when I think of something and just fucking can't reach it. But, I mean, Do you know anything that's going on at Crown Jewel? And
So the match that I want to say that's going to be exciting is LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes versus Andre. For the U.S. title. I think that's a cool match.
There's just something about LA, and I get it. See what like about LA. I can see that's the worst part when you can see like, okay, I get why people like him. But there's just something about him I fucking hate. I don't know why, but there's just something about him I loathe. I don't know. Maybe it's the yeah, or it's kind of like the same as yeet. I hate that shit. Like you're not Stone Cold. Shut the fuck up. Like, and that shit only happened by accident. But I think I like I always fuck up and think I'm gonna say Andrade's.
Yeah. It's
Flair's dude.
What?
Is that Charlotte Flair's dude?
Yes, okay. He is. So
he was in Ric Flair's last match, maybe.
I think so. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett was in there too.
Yeah, it was Ric Flair and Andrade's versus Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. That's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And I'm sorry, I got a lozenge in my mouth so we don't get any sniffles from me. I apologize. I got allergies kicking up big time today, guys. And you mentioned NXT Halloween Havoc. What should I? Is there a reason why I should give a crap about that?
So Ethan Page versus Trick Williams is just going to be an awesome match because they have been building this shit up for like the last 6 weeks, and like Ethan Page had a whole diss track of a rap on Trick Williams and some other stuff, and it was brilliant. Like he was dropping stuff about football in there. He was dropping stuff about other people in there. He's dropping stuff about, I think, like Trick Williams' wife and like Carmelo Hayes, and it was brutal. I mean, Ethan Page took a whole new level to like rapping and bringing something and like making it like just it was amazing.
You sure it wasn't AI, brother?
I mean, maybe they use
an awful lot of AI music that people like all the time. Like, oh, you do? Like, that's AI, guys. My music is like 3% of my funny and talent, and like 97% artificial intelligence. Like, it takes me longer to write out what I want to be put in this song than it takes it to create the song, which really makes me fucking mad.
Well, I just want some money, so I'm happy.
Fuck you and your. How much money you win? $1?
I won like $6.
$1.
What? I just won $6, dude.
$6. $6 is $6, man. No, I was just calm the fuck down there, man. And calm down. Look, coming in hot.
What it was is that I'll explain. So the Dodgers basically tied it up in the 9th inning, and then they pretty much went into extra innings. The Yankees scored a run, and then they're down, and then the bases are loaded, and then Freddie Freeman or somebody hit a fucking home run or something. I don't know exactly what happened, but there you go. I think he just hit a grand slam. So I'm not complaining. But it's not like, I mean, it was a good game. It was a good game.
Good game, mate. Good game. Well, I mean, it's gotta be a good game if you win $6, bro.
I'm not complaining. I mean, I'm still down because the Vikings freaking cost me like $7 yesterday, but I'm only down $1. So it's not terrible. But
okay, but could I just point out, like I said, did you win $1? And you acted like that's crazy, Keenan. No, $6, and then you just said, well, I am down $1. So I mean, there was $1 in there somewhere, Mecca. I'm just pointing that out.
There was $1 somewhere in there.
There was $1. There was a complaint about $1 in there somewhere, man.
So now I can actually focus on this because now that I want money, I'm okay. So
since we haven't talked in 2 weeks, I did like I love I think I might have said this every week. I love the small entrance. I feel like the wrestlers look better coming out that small entrance, man. Like they look bigger. They don't look like they're the smallest thing coming out. You know what I'm saying? When they used to walk out, it looked like you were looking at, fucking a band from the bleachers or some shit like that.
I don't need because when they then do a pay-per-view, so Crown Jewel, I want a bigger entrance because, and I'll tell you why, because then it means something, right? When you go and you have a small entrance, okay, cool. It's not a house show, but like I'll give an example. If they're at Madison Square Garden and they're doing like something and it's a Monday Night Raw, but it's a Madison Square Garden or it's the Barclays Center, to some degree, you might want to do a larger entrance because you're not in that area all the time. And it's the Garden or it's the Barclays Center. But if you're in like where the Pistons play in Oklahoma or the Thunder play in Oklahoma, do you really need like a 45-foot entrance, or could we do something smaller to get the show?
I understand a bigger entrance, but I still don't want as big of entrance as unless it's like WrestleMania. WrestleMania, you can have the big outlandish entrance. You can do that if you want to, but even something like Crown Jewel, keep the entrance somewhat moderate. It can be bigger, but I do like the feeling of like the wrestlers are the biggest things walking out that door.
Sure.
The wrestlers are bigger than life. It's not just, oh, look at that tiny little guy walking across the screen right there. There we go. Oh, look how cute he looks. I do like the smaller entrance. I do like the smaller.
So let me ask you this then, because I feel like WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam, those are the big four, right? And you should have decent, exciting, awesome entrances. Like it should be a show, right? Like I don't know. What was did you see the WrestleMania where Seth Rollins was like conducting his own orchestra?
Yeah.
Like I like that, in which that's the place where you want. That's a WrestleMania entrance, right? If he was doing that at like Money in the Bank, it would be horrible.
Yeah.
But like when Seth Rollins came out, I think at SummerSlam, and he was the referee against Drew McIntyre and CM Punk, I thought that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was enough of a show and a production, but it wasn't over the top. Where we got a long entranceway for Seth Rollins, but we didn't get something that took 50 minutes to do.
All right. And speaking of Seth Rollins, I'm sorry to cut you off, but have you seen Seth Rollins fucking body shaming the fat dude? Just fucking body shaming this fat guy. My heart goes out to this guy. And they're just like, hey, dude, like, all right, I understand that we like when you're a big guy, like your weight should be a part of your game. Okay, I get that. But this guy is like literally taking a fucking tumble off the fucking ring, and he acts like that's squashing this motherfucker. Okay, that is just way too out there to be. Oh, I get it. You're not Haystacks Calhoun. Don't act like you're fucking, squashing this dude and you make a fucking like a little swan dive off. Like literally, I saw him gingerly jump off the little banister shit right next to the desk, the announcer desk. He gingerly jumped off that shit. Like that didn't hurt him at all. What the fuck? Like that was like the softest thing Seth Rollins had on his body, and since he got with the man, you know what I mean? Like. You see what I did there with his lady's name, the man? You know what I'm saying? Did you see what I did there?
Where is she? Is she?
I think she's taking a break, or like maybe they're having. And she heard it. Like she got her ass kicked. But that's the other thing, man. They got so much going on. They have it to where these wrestlers don't have to work, 35 weeks a year. They can go on rotations and stuff. Just like CM Punk. He did his like. Oh, I'm hurt and blah, blah, blah. But then he's going to take a break. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to come back. I'm done, blah, 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 maybe. But then he can be gone until WrestleMania and then bring him back.
Again, I would bring CM Punk back for the Royal Rumble. I think that's when you bring him back.
Yeah. Well, because I would definitely put him in the mix. But I don't know. Because, I mean, really and truly, you don't. I really think this might be, and I have nothing to base this on, this might be the most action-packed WrestleMania we've seen in years. They're going to Netflix. Like they want, this is the first WrestleMania they've had since Vince has been gone. And I think they're really going to try to blow it.
I thought WrestleMania 40 was without Vince, or was Vince still somewhere?
No, that was when he was kind of there. This is going to be the first WrestleMania where it's truly the TKO Paul Levesque vision or whatever the fuck it is.
It's getting interesting because it's going to be fascinating what actually happens with TKO.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, and this is real technical, and this is actually a real concern, is Endeavor owns over 51% of TKO because they bought back Vince's shares. So they actually own more than 51% of
Yeah.
that company now because they retired the shares, which reduced the share number and gave it back to them. And Endeavor is actually being brought private by Silver Lake. So the stock of Endeavor, on which owns TKO, is actually being completely bought out by Silver Lake, which is a venture capital firm. So while TKO is not going to be brought private, it's controlled over 51% privately because only 49 or 48% of the shares are granted to WWE stockholders and the rest was granted to Endeavor. So I'm really curious what's going to happen because same thing with UFC. And
Yeah.
so, I mean, it raises real questions with Netflix. It raises real questions is that I mean, they have an infinite amount of money too at the same time now. They legitly have an infinite amount of money.
Oh yeah, no, they have more money. They have more money than God.
Endeavor had a lot of money.
But
Now,
wait,
January,
real quick, doesn't The Rock have some? Doesn't The Rock and like the owner of Endeavor or some shit or TKO, aren't they like in cohorts or some shit? I just saw some YouTube video about them too.
so The Rock has some shares. He might have like 5 million shares, and he has a board seat. And Ari, who runs Endeavor, might also have shares. But I don't know. But I think they paid The Rock, but they didn't pay The Rock through equity. They paid him through equity, not through a salary. So because they want him on the board.
Yeah, but Ari's like sister was The Rock's producer on that TV show he did or something. I saw some like backhanded YouTube video about like I'm not saying this is like
no. Yeah. So the point is that I mean at this point, I mean WWE has an infinite amount of money.
yeah.
So it's kind of crazy, right? Where I mean it's just getting so fucking interesting because this Netflix deal. But I don't know. Did you see that there's actually stuff going on with Monday Night Raw and how long it's going to be on Netflix?
No, I mean I know it's at 2 hours right now because of USA, but I would like it to stay 2 hours. I don't think we need a 3 hour fucking wrestling program.
What I would like to see, to be quite honest, on the Netflix position is I would like to see a 2 hour position because there's the discussion of 2 hours versus 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
But I would also like to see them say, cool, maybe every once in a while we'll go 2 hours and 15 minutes. But if we have a match, so I'll give you an example of this. Let's say the main event of Monday Night Raw is an Iron Man match, right? And it ends in a tie, then it will go for another 15 minutes, right?
Right.
Like that's when you do it. Or if all of a sudden you have a crazy backstage altercation, and obviously that's planned, now you're exceeding your time because you're now not beholden to a television network. Like that would be cool because now you could do certain things that you couldn't do before. But I would want to use that sparingly.
Well, I know because right now they do Dinner Time Live with David Chang, and that's their first foray into live stuff going out. And I know the hour that he has going live, they have a hard out. Like there is no fluctuation. Like okay, we'll give you 15 more minutes. There is an hour. It is live and it ends right then. I think they really started doing this David Chang Dinner Time Live cooking show because it was easy and it's a good way to practice just going live and seeing how the format works. So I think like you said,
because it's going to be interesting what happens on Christmas with Netflix.
Yeah.
Because Netflix is doing football. They're doing the 3 football games on Christmas.
Yeah.
And so the real question I think that's going to be fascinating for Netflix because that's the real practice run for Monday Night Raw in certain ways. Where I agree that the Dinner Time Live thing is sort of a good, because that's more scripted where it's still live, but you have a better idea how that's going to be played out. But if you have a football game, what happens if, I don't know who's playing on Christmas, but what happens if you go to overtime, right? You can't just have a hard out on a football game, right? And I'm not saying WWE is obviously entertainment and it's scripted entertainment,
It's not real? Wait, you telling me it's not real? No, I'm fucking with you.
I was heartbroken too when I found out. But like this is a really interesting position, right? Because what happens when you have things that are a mixture of scripted and non-scripted? Like, I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, again, though, I wouldn't mind a 2-hour Monday Night Raw. It'd probably be easier to tolerate. And honestly, I would rather have it at 9 o'clock and not 8 o'clock.
Yeah, but I mean, even like, I mean, dude, like once it goes to Netflix, it really doesn't even matter anymore. Like it could be 9 o'clock, it could be 8 o'clock, and like that's for like because I watch dinner time. I watch my dinner time live show whenever. But like I've complained to you before, they got to get their reminder shit fixed up because it never, unless I'm on, even if I'm on Netflix, it never just reminds me like, hey, it'll remind me on my phone or some shit. But like if I'm on my Prime, on my my Prime Fire Stick or some shit.
I hear you on the point where it doesn't matter because then it's in its library and you can watch whatever you want. But it's also you're watching Monday Night Raw live, right? I mean, maybe I have a different experience with wrestling because I used to tweet and interact with a lot of people on Twitter when I was watching wrestling, and I don't know if that's still a thing, right? Because like when I'm watching football and there's a really bad call play, I'm like, what the hell just happened? Everybody on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So like maybe I have a different expectation, and maybe my viewpoint on all this is a little bit different, and maybe because that's what I understand about live content is that you can interact with people through social media, right? But I get it if you're just saying, cool, I work the night shift at my job, and on Tuesday morning, I want to watch Monday Night Raw, and I don't give a fuck about anything else. I agree on that component. Like Law and Order is a good example of this. I don't watch it live, right, on Peacock. I watch it the next day.
Yeah. But at the same time, like, how do you watch Monday Night Raw if you're not at home in front of your TV right now?
That's a good question. Fair enough.
When it goes to Netflix, you can put it on your phone. You can do all this shit. If you're not like beholden to this TV to like, oh, we got to get there Monday Night Raw, blah, blah, blah. If you show up, if you're 15 minutes late, you can always just rewind it. You know what I mean? Or you can start watching from live right then, Like, because it gives you that option. Like, it's live right now. Because, like, there'll be times where I forget that show's on. I'm like, oh, shit, it's on right now. But, like, you want to start it from right now? Or you want to, like, start from the beginning? Let me start from the beginning because I don't need to. And I get what you're saying about, like, Twitter and X and all that shit. Or, But I think that's, I don't know how it is for wrestling, because I've never been a part of that. Oh, let's tweet about it right now. I want to, I've never been a part of it.
I'll explain. In my early 20s, I used to work, and then on Friday night, Impact would be on Twitch for free. So what would happen is that I would come home on my way home. I'd take the Metro home. I would go to the liquor store, get me, my bottle or whatever, get me a 6-pack. Friday night, I would then stop, get my dinner as my Friday night reward. And then I would come home. I would eat my dinner, watch a little television on Netflix. I'd play a bunch of video games. And then at 10 o'clock, wrestling was on, and I was interacting with all these wrestlers and all these other fans. And I don't know any of these people, but we would all get together on Twitter, right? I mean, this was like 10 years ago. Right. So like it was very much where all the same people would just interact. And it was like, everybody's like, oh my God, did you just see what the hell happened in that match? Like, what the fuck was that? And we're all having a good time. And it was very community oriented. And that was when, it was a lot of fun on Twitter. It was a good time. So, that's how I remember a lot of wrestling. I remember parts of that with Monday Night Raw. It's very much on the indies. It's very much a social media thing. But I don't know how it is on Monday Night Raw. But I'm not opposed to me watching and then tweeting about it. And I don't know if there's a community there, but it could be a lot of fun, right? Because now you're all saying this is a good match and what the hell just happened, right? So, or like that was a shitty promo, right? Because that happens with football. So that's why I think it's going to be fun with Netflix, is that I like the live component and it's also more accessible. But I'm excited for it, man.
Well, I'm excited for that. I think you can see in the they're definitely not Attitude Era again, but you can see a fluctuation in you can see them saying words differently, allowing to cuss sometimes. I mean, even tonight, like spoiler alert, Randy Orton's gonna be facing Kevin Owens at Crown Jewel, and Randy Orton basically called out Triple H tonight and said, why don't you? It feels like you're trying to save him from me, and Triple H said, well, I'm actually trying to save you from him because he's fucking nuts. Blah 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 blah. But they didn't say fucking, but there were some cuss words back and forth and the whole thing. I'm like, this is kind of a little cool thing, and like and the people are interacting. It's almost like the crowds like know what to interact with and shit. And Triple H is like, I hope you people know what you're asking for. You got it, Randy. And just walked away. I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. That's some old school type wrestling shit right there. I like that. I like the feeling of that. And dude, like I counted. Like I was trying to keep count or tally of fucking the security guards. The security guards are going nuts lately, dude. I feel like every indie wrestler ever has a fucking job at WWE now being a security guard. I'm not for sure. Like I feel like every time they go to like, we need indie wrestlers to be security guards. And here they all come.
I was speaking with one, right? And what he said is that I bought my PS5 for my WWE work. And it was very funny. It was a very funny statement he made, but it's true, right? Because
the security's coming out of the fucking woodwork right now, just coming. And Nick Aldis on security. Like bitch, that's like what wrestling. Like I mean, I understand. Like where was the fucking security when poor Rey Mysterio got fucking lawn darted into the side of that building in fucking WCW days, dude? We call security for that little motherfucker. But I mean, I get it. I mean, I like it. I mean, I'm just complaining and just spouting some shit. I mean, it's not too bad. Oh, another spoiler alert. Jey Uso came and got, because he lost the title.
He lost the title. Oh no.
Well, he lost the title because of the Tongas. They came like he was rematched with Braun Breaker and he lost the title because of them.
It's not stupid. That whole thing. They take the title off of Braun Breaker. They give it to Jey Uso, and then they give it back to Braun Breaker. Like, why would you do that? Wouldn't you want to cost Jey Uso the title?
But tonight, it was the Tongas on the fighting the Motor City Machine Guns. That might be the worst name I've ever heard in my life.
I love the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh, I like them or not, but that name is fucking stupid. I hate it.
They've been around forever, dude.
Okay, you're not making me like them, but they've been around forever, dude. Like, come on, man.
Motor City Machine Guns. They have they're like a legendary team.
Well, okay, so
that name is a legend in wrestling. In fact, it's so legendary that the state of Michigan, it's like they want to rename Michigan to the Motor City Machine Guns. Just your response, Keenan, is the reason why.
I'm pretty sure Detroit never wanted to rename their city the Motor City Machine Guns.
I mean,
after these two fucking dorks.
You're calling
it wearing a fucking dress almost like his shorts are split up. Like I can see this dude's thigh. What's going on up there, my guy? Like, why could I understand? Like, if you want to wear a kilt, but don't split it that high up on your thigh, my dude. Like,
this is like old school Motor City Machine Guns, man. Like, you've been living under a rock. You have been so unprivileged. I'm sorry. I have to call you out.
Okay.
You got to see a privileged wrestling team, and then you are dismissing the privilege. Look at you.
The privilege was that Jey Uso came to
I'm so sorry. I can't get this charade up. I can't.
So on their third match, and let's just give these motherfuckers whatever. They literally said, like, this is the third match of the WWE. They won the fucking titles. Their third fucking match in the WWE, they won the title. How nice. Oh, okay, Rocky. The Rocky fucking sucks. I mean, I'm sure the crowd's gonna love you now that you won the title after 3 fucking matches.
I mean, I like Alex Shelley a lot. I like Chris Sabin a lot.
Well, this was like maybe the second time I've seen them, and I mean, I saw their moves, but I'm just saying after you hear the announcer say, "Well, this is their third match in the WWE." Oh, winners and new champions, new tag team champions. And I understand, like, Jey Uso, and I don't think anybody is worse at fucking this play fighting than any of the Samoans that are out right now. I've never seen people get less hit in their fucking face And these Samoans with their fucking open hand slaps that look, or these like fucking spirit, like, dude, we know, like, yeah, nobody's ever gonna be scared of a Samoan again. And they're like, I used to feel like, oh, the wild Samoans, those motherfuckers are crazy. These new young fuckers are just lame as shit, I think.
I mean, look, I enjoy the Motor City Machine Guns. I enjoy everything that they have done because they have done so much in wrestling. You know, Alex Shelley has done so much for the indies, where he's been in places like Wrestling Open. He's been in places like Prestige out in California. You know, they have legitly done so much for wrestling. And I don't know how long they're going to be in WWE for. But I do agree that it's kind of stupid with what they just did because you just gave them the belts in their like third or fourth or fifth match. And like nobody knows who they are in WWE. People know who they are in wrestling, but wrestling and WWE are not the same.
Yeah, like a nerd like you knows these guys. No, I'm just playing with you, Becca. I'm just joking.
It's fine. It's fine.
A wrestling geek like you know these guys and have seen them on the indies. I've never seen these dudes before in my life. This is literally my second. Like I saw, like the first time I heard of them or saw them or I heard the name Motor City Machine Guns. That was it, and I was like, "Who are these dumb fuckers?"
This is the issue, right? So there are two types of people. There are WWE fans, right? If you're a WWE fan, you're a WWE fan. But then there's also a wrestling fan, right? So if a wrestling fan is all encompassing and it includes WWE fans, but WWE fans is not all of wrestling fans, right? I mean, I think that's how it should be phrased, right?
No, definitely true. Like I'm a fair weather fan. Like if
now you know who obviously Chris Jericho is, even though he's in AEW.
Yeah.
You know who MJF is, even though he's AEW. You understand who Sting is. You can understand who Brian Cage is. There's certain people who are larger than life, right? Like CM Punk was in AEW, like Jeff Jarrett, like for instance, you know Jeff Jarrett's doing some crazy shit on the indies, right? But if I say, you know who Big Cass is, right?
Yeah, I only know him by the name, but yeah, I do know of him. I've heard Jim Cornette speak about him a couple of times.
So you know Big Cass, and then Big Cass is an Impact. So or TNA. So like you know certain people, right? Like I'm trying, like Jordan Grace is a good example, right? Jordan Grace is in TNA, but you know who she is, right? Because
I'm like the other entities I know because I listen to Jim Cornette and I like Jim. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a fair weather fan. Like I like the old school shit. So I'm a bit different than everybody else, you know.
But no. But my point is that there's certain wrestlers that you know, but like the top, 5 stars in AEW, you have an idea of who they are. Like even if let's say you're a WWE fan, you know who MJF is.
Yeah.
But you might not know who Penelope Ford is or Joey Janela, right? And that's fine. But I'm trying to, but like who Jordan Grace is because Jordan Grace has been in WWE in rings, but then also like Mickey James is playing around on the indies, but you know who Mickey James is.
Yeah.
So like, or Athena. Athena is a good example. Who is Ember Moon? She's known by WWE fans because she was in WWE and now she's all over the place. But the point is that people know who she is, but that's the rare exceptions. But I digress. But like no. It's interesting, right? But then again, I mean, Jordan Grace is going to be signed in January.
Right. Well, they might just sign everything. They got so much money, it doesn't even matter.
Of course. They should just sign.
I think instead of they're 52 weeks a year, every fucking week, twice a week. So I think they're gonna start doing this rotation. People going in, like you said. Where's the man at? Because we haven't seen the man. It might almost be like, okay, like we'll see Seth Rollins for right now, and we won't see the man, and then maybe we'll see them both at the same time. But then, Seth Rollins will go away for a minute. That way they can each have time with their kids and shit. You know what I mean?
this is what I would do, right? I mean, should they just buy AEW? I mean, seriously, at a certain point, I don't see why WWE wouldn't want to make a bid for AEW if they can afford to buy it. And if they have so much fucking money, I mean, I know that sounds crazy what I just threw out there, but to me, that's what I would do if I was running WWE. I would want to buy AEW, and I wouldn't want to WCW it. I would want to add it into the rotation.
Um, uh, uh,
Why not?
if they be well, because I think that we have this rise in wrestling and this, at least someone like me liking wrestling because WWE was put, and and I could be mistaken. It could be because they pushed out the old guard and they got new ideas flowing through there. Someone like Triple H or whatever, all that shit's flowing through there. But I think competition does what. No matter how shitty the competition is, you still like beating the other guy. They can't catch us. No, they can't do us.
So let me ask you this: do you think AEW is shitty, or do you just think that WWE? Because maybe it's the idea that the idea of competition and an opponent appearing has sparked something. Because WWE recently just got really good, right? I mean, there's been a long drought. Before we started doing this show, there was like 2 or 3 years where WWE, it wasn't shitty, but it was average.
Oh yeah, and like I said, dude, before this happened this year, I would literally pay for like the network around WrestleMania time, and I just catch up on all the cool documentaries. Maybe watch WrestleMania. Okay, cool. Let it go for another couple weeks or maybe another month, and then turn it off. Then it went to Peacock, so Peacock and all that were just together. So I was like, well, I like NBC. I like checking out the documentaries every once in a while. So we'll check this out. And then it just kind of formed into something good. I mean, it's just by luck that I've become that, and wrestling has been reinvigorated in me. And not so much I'm like, oh yeah, wrestling, great. But, maybe something all together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I could tell you how I feel. So I had a falling out with the indies for a lot of things. Obviously, other things have peaked up. I'm right now busy really running my eBay business in a lot of ways. And so what wound up happening is that it's just like on a Thursday night, I just don't have the time to watch Wrestling Open, and I don't have the time anymore to watch a lot of wrestling. I have the time to watch Monday Night Raw maybe, but I'm not going to even have the time to watch Monday Night Raw until February because I'm watching a lot of football right now. And then, my Mondays open up for so football takes up 5 months of the year, and then the next 7 are wrestling on Monday night. So but again, that's how I feel. But I feel like 2 hours of Monday Night Raw and 2 hours of SmackDown is a perfect amount of time for wrestling. I don't want to spend any more time. I want to spend about 4 hours, and that's it.
And let me just say, for a fair weather fan like me, these fucking highlights on YouTube are amazing. Like I literally caught up with SmackDown before me and you got on here. I don't have to Monday Night Raw. It starts popping up while it's on. You know what I'm saying? Like I like Monday evening, I'll get on my computer or get on something and look on YouTube, and there'll be Monday Night Raw highlights. Or later that night, I'll be like, check out all the highlights from Monday Night Raw, and I don't have to sit there and watch the entire thing. I mean, I get that, but as a grown ass man, like sometimes I don't have even 2 hours to give to wrestling on during the week, But I can catch up with some highlights. But in this day and age, they count, somebody watching those highlights just as good as a viewer watching their entire stream or whatever channel they're on.
Again. I mean, you and me are both on YouTube, and so I don't disagree. Where I have micro content that has done better than the interview.
Yeah.
And what I say to my guests on the back end, I say, look, this micro content did 6,000 views and somebody saw your name 6,000 times.
Right.
Like I get that you want somebody to watch the whole interview, but they watched a 3-minute clip of you for 80% of the 3-minute clip. And they have an idea of you answering a question. Now, maybe it's not the question you wanted them to answer or know you for, But, and I don't know what that means on a business conversion level, but I have a clip that's been viewed 26,000 times.
Right.
And my response to my guest is that somebody saw your name 26,000 times.
Right.
Like, isn't that what you want? Does it really matter that it was 2 minutes?
Right.
So, like, again, I don't disagree, but and we're in a different point. I mean, look, WWE's coming to Netflix. They're now not on cable for Monday Night Raw, which is great.
Yeah, I mean, with the way it's going, I mean, I'm almost positive that the Netflix thing, they'll still put highlights on YouTube, and if I miss it, I can probably just catch up. Because I mean, I don't need to see the whole acknowledge me. I don't need to. I've been there for that. I understand what we're getting to. I understand what's going on, and I just don't have that time. I would love if I had the time, and maybe if we were doing something more in depth to where I had to watch every moment of Monday Night Raw and give you like, okay, well this happened then. But at the moment,
I don't want to do that. Like, I mean, that's the thing. People want content though in short bursts, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll plug it this way, right? So, I'm building out a secondary YouTube channel that I spoke about, right?
Yeah.
And so again, the perfect amount of time. I mean, I did a live today with this card, right? I think it was like 8 minutes, right? So I went through a lot of the basics of it. I kind of went through some of it. I spoke about it. It was 8 minutes. I did something with this card that was pre-recorded. It was about 10 minutes, right? So 10 minutes to really go through something of an unboxing, and kind of give some background, and you get my reaction of pulling a 101. I mean, that doesn't just happen. I didn't even know that I got a 101. I pulled it live, right? So, it's the idea that in 10 minutes, I give somebody a basic idea and information as well as an unboxing. Like, that's a perfect amount of time for it because you get the hype, you get the excitement, and you get a bunch of knowledge saying, okay, I now understand that somebody just pulled a really expensive card. They don't know how to price it. They think it's worth X, but also these base cards are worth this. And there's a print run here on that. And that's what those highlights are. And I think they're just as important, and they're put out by WWE.
Right.
They're well aware that everybody who watched Monday Night Raw, it's really hard to make somebody watch 2 hours of that again who hasn't seen it.
Yeah.
They still want the money, and there might be just as much money in those highlights, or it's a whole different market. And that's what's great.
Well, yeah, you get, you might get someone like me that's not gonna watch your Monday night or your Thursday or your Friday night or whatever, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna check out your pay-per-view. I'm gonna keep up on what's going on. I'm gonna be on board for everything else. I'm gonna pay your fucking, pay for Peacock and help you out there, and you get the views on YouTube, and I'll be another viewer on your pay-per-views or whatever.
I mean, let me ask you this too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the other side of this too is that there's merch involved, right? I mean, I have a John Cena shirt.
Yeah.
I buy a few shirts of WWE every year because they're great. I mean, I like their shirts. They have some fun shirts. I have a G.I. Joe John Cena shirt, right? It's a great shirt. I mean, it's great because it's, it's hustle, loyalty, respect. And on the back, it has the 16 versions of John Cena. Kind of like, it's got the T16. It's a brilliant shirt.
Right.
I think it's his best shirt he's ever done because you get like Ambassador John Cena, you get the Doctor of Thugonomics, you get him in the hip hop, fur hat, you get it in like hustle mode, you get all 16 versions of John Cena. You can't see me, never give up. You get all the good stuff, right? So like,
you might be the biggest John Cena mark I've ever seen.
I'm okay with that. I will take it. I will take it. I have no problem expressing my love for John Cena. He is a perfect man, and Nikki Bella is a terrible person for breaking his heart. And how dare she?
And he has no problem expressing his love in your mouth.
Yes, exactly, because it's coming out of my mouth too.
Like a seal.
Lita, it's finally nice to see something of substance coming out of your mouth.
What? Algorithm.
You've never seen that clip of that promo?
No, I haven't seen that. No, I haven't seen that clip.
Oh my god, just watch John Cena versus Edge and just type in the Lita clip, and oh my god, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
We'll check it out. We'll check it out.
Navajo. I like to get my potatoes from Idaho. It's great. It's great.
Wait. I think I have seen that. It's been a while though. I think I'll
Well, it's John Cena at his best. It's John Cena at his best.
Has John Cena ever at his best? Dude? No, I'm just fucking. I like John Cena. I know I come off like a fucking hater, but I mean,
No.
that fucking bald spot, bro. That fucking bald spot.
Like, I have a good John Cena story. So me and my friend Andrew Galanis went to go see Monday Night Raw, like a house show, in college, like in the town over. So it's cool, right?
Yeah.
So we went to go see it, and what wound up happening is that we're in a area where you have a bunch of kids with their parents, right? So Kane is the bad guy and John Cena is the good guy, and they're doing a tables match. So what happens is that me and Galanis, we're rooting for Kane with all these kids around us, and they're trying to outperform like two like juniors in college, and we're like just booing John Cena, and it was great. And like we didn't get kicked out, but like you could tell that like the kids were just like, why are they booing him? And it was great. So
best ever. Him and his bald spot are perfect. Leave him alone, Mecca.
Oh, it's great. It's great. It's good times. Good times. So what do you think of SummerSlam moving to 2 nights?
I don't. What for? I mean, why? I'm not even sure that we need WrestleMania for 2 nights. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I like the one and done. It's a special. I think when you spread shit out to 2 nights, I think that's a little much. It's like 3 hours of Raw. It's a little bit much. And I get it. Like, and maybe you should have a SmackDown WrestleMania and a Raw WrestleMania. If you're splitting the brands and want to do all this stupid shit, and we're splitting.
I think what we should do is that I think we should have a 2-hour Monday Night Raw WrestleMania, a 2-hour SmackDown WrestleMania. We should have a 2-hour NXT WrestleMania. Then we should have a 5-hour Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Okay. And then what we should do is we should have a 7-hour documentary about the breakdown leading up to all of these events.
Speaking of documentaries, have you heard this Stephanie McMahon? Like, I guess they're saying Stephanie McMahon was like Vince's like his cohort. Like, she was on like, hey, Gaga, like, like signing people up for it or some shit. I saw that on a YouTube video today. What?
Stephanie McMahon was doing blocks of cocaine is what you're gonna say next.
Maybe, who knows? But I'm just saying, like, somebody said that now they just come out that she was her father's cohort, or like she what's it called when you
an enabler.
Not an enabler when you groom like she would groom women for him, like set him up like, oh well, you gotta do this and Vince wants you to do that. That I saw, and that was on the same YouTube video that I was talking about earlier, dude. Like,
I mean, there's all this crazy shit that's gonna come out. I mean, but you know what it is? I mean, they're now in a shift. But again, you know what is it? There's a lot of crazy shit that's come out of WWE. WWE has a lot of dark secrets. I mean, a lot, with a lot of women, and it's bad. I mean, the Ashley Massaro stuff that has come out in recent years.
Oh, is that the girl that killed herself?
I don't know if she killed herself, but like she was on Survivor, right? And then she was like the diva. She won the diva
Tough Enough. She was on Tough Enough.
I don't think she was on Tough Enough.
I think that's the one you're. I think Ashley Massaro is the girl from Tough Enough.
No. She couldn't have been. Because this was like 2004, 2005.
I'm put it. All right, keep going. I'm gonna look up.
So I don't think she was on Tough Enough, because I don't think Tough Enough was around, because she was the Diva Search girl. So Layla L won, I think, in 2006, and then Ashley Massaro won in 2005, right? And the issue is that she was like at like a base in Iraq, and then she was like sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And we, covered that up, and then there was stuff where like Vince was trying to hit on her and doing some stuff with her, and then like she was getting buried, and there's all this crazy shit that happened with her.
Sarah Lee killed herself because of WWE.
So because I know that like she was just like found dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like there's all this crazy shit that's happened, and like that's eventually gonna wind up coming back and biting the WWE in the ass, without a doubt.
Well, that might be one. That's probably why we haven't seen Stephanie McMahon since all this shit went down. They probably want nothing.
The last time we saw her was what, WrestleMania?
She was at the Hall of Fame with Paul Heyman. That was the last time I saw her.
No. She opened up WrestleMania.
Oh yeah. She did open up. Yeah, didn't she open up? And then she said the goodbye Vince thing. I remember that. Let's show our support for Vince. He's leaving.
And then she said, "Welcome to the Paul Levesque Triple H era."
Yeah.
But like maybe there's a reason why they're keeping her off too, because I don't know what her role is anymore in this company. And I mean, Triple H seems to have this thing covered. Triple H is the cleanest out of the bunch, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you want to bring in Shane into any of this. I don't think you want to bring in Stephanie. Maybe Endeavor and Silver Lake and TKO says we don't want any connection with the McMahons.
Yeah.
In any fashion. So let's just get the fuck out of this company. We got what? What'd you say?
Get the F out.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they still have probably a bunch of shares. They probably have a bunch of money, but they don't have any voting, and they don't have any executive. I mean, they might be on the board, but they're not going to be on air.
Yeah, I think at least for the time being, they're pretty sure they want no. I mean, Stephanie might, because she's married to Triple H, she might still like be involved at some point. But at the moment, they're probably like, we don't need any McMahon to be anywhere near our product. Anybody with the name McMahon.
So there's a position where I think Stephanie has shares, Triple H has shares, Shane probably has shares of the company because it is a publicly traded company. Mm-hmm. But they don't, owning shares of a company and being involved in the company are two different things. And I just think they don't want anything to do with it. And I think they want to distance themselves from that, because let's be realistic. I would want to distance myself from Vince and Stephanie and Shane and that upper echelon, because no offense, but a McMahon name is not a good name right now to have.
No, not a good thing to have. No. Unless you want to shit on somebody's chest. I mean, maybe that's why.
Now, the real question becomes is that at what point is it going to become a good name again? Because at some point, or can it ever, right? I mean,
probably once he passes away, dude. Probably once he's gone.
They're going to Pete Rose him?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure once he's gone, then Stephanie can come back out, and they can, and time. I mean, how long it take for everybody to get over Hulk Hogan saying the M word? Because now Hulk Hogan's back in the fold, and everything's all right. Like, that dude literally dropped a hard N bomb. Like, he didn't.
But isn't Hulk Hogan in trouble though with a bunch of stuff, or like politically, or is it just at this point nobody gives a fuck?
No, I don't think he's in trouble at all. I know he got with a woman that's super right-wing Christian and stuff. So
but again, I mean, let's put it this way, right? If we really want to call that out, Patrick Mahomes is a good example. Patrick Mahomes' wife, Brittany Mahomes, is a big Trump supporter. Yeah. Patrick Mahomes gets no heat for that. You know what? Because Patrick Mahomes says, I just want to throw a ball and score some touchdowns.
Yeah.
I just want to win another Super Bowl, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to be used politically. Why are you using me politically? I'm here. I'm in a diverse locker room with a bunch of different people from a bunch of different things. And I'm just here to win football games. Like, what do you want me to say? And like, the media has no response for Patrick Mahomes. So I don't have a problem with Hulk Hogan being with a very, Christian religious woman if he's not shoving religion down my face, right?
All I was saying is like they forgave him for saying the N word. That's all I was saying. Like, that's
So he paid enough money to the church that God gave him a blessing.
Probably. But I mean, really and truly, like right now, all we can think about is how disgusting McMahon's are and this and that. And the other.
Also, is it the fact that also that Vince and Stephanie are under a microscope, and Kane and the Undertaker are also under a microscope for that whole thing that they did? And you know,
what is that? What I heard something about that on something, but I didn't get the full story.
I think they had like an interview with Trump or like a 15-minute spot or something, but like I don't even know. And this is my position, right? And my position is a little bit different. If Donald Trump said, I would love to come on this show, I would take it, right? I would take it because it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with a huge amount of media clicks and attention. So I'm sorry that I'm either the Undertaker or Kane approached Donald Trump, or Donald Trump approached them. And why would you say no? I mean, Trump was just on Joe Rogan. It's like I don't really get why there's so much negative heat on this. I mean, is it that nobody knew that Kane's a Republican and the Undertaker's a Republican? I mean, Kane legitly ran as the mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee, on a Republican Libertarian ticket. And the Undertaker has been known for years to be conservative. Like is this a shock? Like, I don't get it.
And also, I don't know if everybody hasn't noticed, and I don't like talking politics or religion, but I mean, if you're rich, don't you want to stay rich? And I'm pretty sure Trump is about keeping rich people rich. I don't know too much about the guy, but I'm pretty sure he wants to keep.
Are you bigly on it? Are you bigly?
What are you talking about?
Are you bigly sure?
Yeah, I guess.
No. But my point that I'm making is that I don't necessarily disagree, but my point is that, like, I don't know why people are upset, because this isn't new, right? About these two people, and did you not expect this? I mean, like whether you agree or disagree, I'm not shocked. Are you shocked about that interview? Like, I don't get why a shock factor. Like that's what I'm missing.
I think everybody's shocked because we've never heard from the Undertaker. This is the first year, or the first time ever, that we've been able to hear who the Undertaker really is. You know, whatever the fuck is. What's the Undertaker's real name? I don't even know his fucking
Mark Calloway, I think.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Whatever. But and we know, like I said, he's a fucking country. Isn't he from Texas or some shit?
He is. He is from Texas. Yeah,
I'm from Texas too. I don't know if you know too much about our state.
Our state's pretty big.
Very fucking red over here, guys. You are the minority if you're not fucking old, white, and rich fucking for Trump. Like it's just whack. And I don't even talk politics or religion. But I'm not surprised. I'm
not trying to make this political, obviously.
Undertaker, Mark Calloway is a good old boy. Kane is a good old boy.
But Kane, I don't think is the shocking component, right?
No,
I think it's the Undertaker, because Kane was a public Republican political candidate and mayor. Like, he had a political office as a Republican. And if you're shocked that Kane is a Republican when he legitimately won a Republican mayor's office, I don't know what to tell you, right? But again, I mean, I don't get it, because I'm not shocked. But maybe it's just because I just knew, right? And I'm like, okay, like I don't care.
Well, you also gave you are a wrestling fan. Like, you're not just somebody that's seeing the Undertaker through the WWE. Like, there's no way that guy's a fucking Republican. You know what I'm saying, dude? You know the backstory of these guys. And
maybe I'm privileged, the fact that I just know more than an average fan.
Shut the fuck up, dude. You just getting everybody to click on. Maybe I'm just privileged. Like, you don't want not like people to like us or something, dude. Like, maybe
I'm a mark. What can I say? Like I'm a mark, and
real quick, like, and Kane didn't live the gimmick like Undertaker lived the gimmick. Undertaker was Undertaker. The only time he was not the Undertaker was when he was the Dead Man. And that was a fucking motorcycle riding. If he was just the Dead Man, then it probably wouldn't shock everybody that, the motorcycle riding guy?
The Undertaker was what, three things: the Dead Man, the American Badass, and the Undertaker, right?
Yeah, but I think American Badass and the Dead Man were the same thing, right? When he came out on the Harley, wasn't that Dead Man Inc. or some shit?
I always thought the Dead Man was a little bit different than the American Badass, because I thought the American Badass was the guy who was riding the motorcycle and was just going and like was kind of like the Harley driving guy.
He would wear that shirt that say Dead Man Inc. on it. That's why
maybe I'm just confusing the two. And I in my mind they were always separate, right? Like when Triple H had the Undertaker arrested, and then he took like a sledgehammer to his bike, like that's like the American Badass I remember, right?
American Badass.
Like, so that could be the Dead Man too, but like that's how I view it, but we could be talking about the same thing. It's just semantics, right?
Yeah, we probably are. I'm just saying that he lived his gimmick. We never saw the Undertaker where he was not the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? But Kane, we saw him being funny with X-Pac and doing all these dumb shit. And like, hey,
Team Hell No, right? Team Hell No was great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he didn't like live. Like you could always see like, oh, like he wasn't Kane. He was Kane, but he wasn't Undertaker Kane.
Shelby, Team Hell No was great. It's one of the funniest things ever.
Great, but what I'm saying is that's why Kane's realization, or that's not the shock. Like you said, the shock is that the Undertaker is, and that's the shock for everybody else. I don't
because I don't think Stone Cold Steve Austin said, "Oh, I like Trump, I like the guy," right? And I don't think there was anything that happened. Nobody was shocked by Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
But I think Stone Cold Steve Austin, we know Stone Cold Steve Austin's position, right? Like it's not hard to realize he's the Texas rattlesnake. Like, it'd be very shocking if Stone Cold Steve Austin said, "I'm all for Kamala," right? That would be terrifyingly shocking.
This is actually I'm all for Kamala. That's how Stone Cold would say it. Hell yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah for that? Can you get a hell yeah for Tim Owens?
What? Oh my God, I would pay money for Stone Cold Steve Austin to come out like the next Democratic convention for. Let me just say, like once this next election is figured out, I'm going to officially start my campaign for the next presidency.
I would love Kamala to be on the Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast. That'd be so great, right? And no. Imagine this, right? Just humor me. Imagine Stone Cold Steve Austin really starts asking her about really, really tough geopolitical questions, and she's answering, and she knocks it out of the park. It would be the greatest interview ever, because it'd be so ridiculous and so out of like the norm. And then in the middle of it, you would just like ask her, "So come on, what's your favorite video game?" It'd be so good. Like it's just like answer, like it just gives like really good answers. It's like, my favorite game. Like he's like, "What's your favorite Zelda game?"
At the end of the interview, he's like, "Kamala, you changed my mind."
And imagine they crack a beer and then they like toast it, and then it'd be so good. It'd be so good.
Across the table, just fucking that'd be great. That would win her the presidency. She should do that now. That would get her Trump would not stand a fucking chance, dude. If Kamala went on the Stone Cold podcast and cracked a beer with that motherfucker and did the fucking every white dude in America would be like, "Fuck yeah, we're voting Kamala. It's going down."
It'd be so good. It'd be so great. It'd be like
tending his fucking speech right there. Like, I give up, guys. My bad. I just give up. I'm over it. She wins. We don't even have to do this stupid election shit. I just saw her fucking crack a beer with Stone Cold. I'm down for this. Let's do it.
It'd be great. It'd be so good. It would be so like I could just imagine this visually, right? Oh, it'd be great.
Would it be on the WWE network? Like, you know that they have that Broken Skull Ranch that they do. Would it be like a visible thing on the WWE network, or would it be like a actual podcasting. I think it might be on like the WWE network. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. All right, so I don't think there's nothing else. Like I said, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, they're teaming up. Or no, they're fighting each other.
Having a good old Texas fight in a foreign country.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I swear to God, if their audience is better than our audience, it's just gonna be. This is gonna kill.
So what do you got to promote? What do you got to promote?
As usual, we got the stand storage back here right behind me. Just scan that little thing right there. You can go to the stand store. You can buy all kinds of. I got bottle openers for your twist off and your fucking pop tops, and I got mugs available. I'm affiliated with XERO flavored toothpicks. Don't be a zero with a Z, be a hero with an X. XERO flavored toothpicks. And that's my own ad read. Just see, I came up with that. I didn't get that from them. I came up with that shit. And as always, let me hold $1. We're trying to save the koalas with chlamydia in Australia. I'm not really trying to save them, but I figured maybe that'll touch some of those heartstrings. And I've got that exclusive interview coming out on November 1st for the members of my channel. $7 to become a member. You get to see the exclusive interview maybe about a month before it comes out. I think we're going to do the exclusive on the 1st. And then I think I'm probably going to release the interview right before Thanksgiving so I can get those Thanksgiving views. People just gather around YouTube during Thanksgiving and eat turkey and just watch my YouTube channel. That's what's going to happen. What are you promoting, my man?
Yeah, so obviously I am Pop Anime Comics on the Twitter. So that's the X Pop Anime Comics on the Instagram or the Gram, as I'm bringing it back. I am Pop Anime Comics on the Facebook, not MySpace, but Facebook. I am Pop Anime Comics on YouTube. I am Pop Anime Comics on TikTok. I run a little eBay store, so come look for comics and collectibles. Come shop with us on eBay at Pop Anime Comics Collectibles. And I did say this card is going up on Sunday night. So it is a Marcelo Ozuna. He's a player on the Braves. It's the Home Run Derby, sponsored by T-Mobile. They do not tell me to do that. They are not a sponsor of this show, but they should be. But anyway, it's a 10 of 10, so it's cool. There's a ball here that was used in the Home Run Derby, so that's cool right there. And I'm bringing stuff like that in there. I am tempted to keep my one-on-one Mark Vientos, but if somebody does make me a serious offer, I will consider it. It is
$2 for that. You got $2 to start the video at $2.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. So this is but
that's just the start, my man. You don't have to act like I'm a broke bitch. Whatever, dude. Whatever.
And then, but if you are looking for the base of those, this is a purple parallel, but I have about 20 bases of this card too. So again, I got a lot of cool stuff coming in that way. I also carry stuff like this in my store. I carry stuff like this in my store. I do carry cool cards like this, which are coming in a few weeks. So you could be on the lookout for that stuff. And then I do carry some WNBA stuff as well that I am at the end of a cycle. So I have a few of these left. I have a few of these left. And I have a few of these left. So if you're looking for some really cool Angel Reese stuff, just I got you covered. And
is that why you like the WNBA? Because you're on your cycle? Is that what's going on?
Exactly.
You said the cycle thing. I'm so sorry, bro. But I mean, you said I'm at the end of a cycle. Like that's the WNBA for you right there.
That's a good joke. That's a good joke. And I'm just smiling and nodding and approving. I'm just smiling and approving. But it could be worse. I could be the Phillies. It could be worse. Or I could be the Yankees because they got smoked. How do you give up a grand slam in the 10th inning? I don't know. But I don't really care. They made me money, so I'm not one to complain. But all jokes aside, obviously I got a lot of stuff going on there. Also, I do have a Cash App. So if you'd like to support me, send me some money on Cash App. It's always appreciated because it does go a long way. And it is really, 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 really helpful. Hold $1, independent media. And I've been saying it a while. Keenan probably will agree with me, is that you have to support independent media. And what that actually means is that money is a big thing. Money's a huge thing between StreamYard going up and a bunch of other things that go into this. So every little dollar helps. And then more importantly, let's say, because I know times are tough, let's say you cannot afford to give money or you don't feel comfortable doing that. Subscribing, following, sharing, engaging, commenting also go a long way. And I know, and I don't know how you feel about it, Keenan, but when somebody subscribes to my YouTube channel, it means a lot.
Oh yeah. That's
It means a huge amount, and it's really, really important. So that's what I encourage is that if you don't want to give $1 or you can't because money's tight, I get it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, subscribe to Keenan's YouTube channel, and potentially subscribe to other people's YouTube channels as well.
don't subscribe to anybody else's YouTube channel. Quit spreading all the fucking love, man. God, this guy. No, I'm joking. Yeah, please subscribe to everybody, guys.
It's supportive is the point. But that's everything that I have to say. And I think we covered everything. So
Good.
I think that's a wrap, everybody. I think that's a wrap.
Whatever happened to